You've probably been in that meeting or in that workshop or in that session where there's been a lot of business lingo, aka corporate buzzwords, being thrown around, and you're just sitting in one corner like, hey, what are they talking about? CSA, CPC, CJK. In this video, I'm going to talk about some of the popular corporate buzzwords or business lingos or just business words, right? That you may have heard or that you may hear when you start working in corporate. But before we get into it, my name is Tayo and I'm a senior business analyst working with one of the leading mutuals here in Australia. Now, I've got my computer with me because there's a lot of them, trust me, that I would like to share with you. But today I'm going to be focusing on 10, okay? 10 of them is what we're going to be talking about now. So I've got my computer with me, okay? So this is going to give us some nice structure to what we're going to talk about today. Now, the first one that you probably have heard, or you may hear that tomorrow, would be prezzo. What does prezzo mean? It could go something like, oh, Tayo, that's a nice prezzo you've got there. I may take 1 or 2 lessons from you. Prezzo in that instance is referring to presentation, so your PowerPoint presentation. Or you may hear some people say, oh, do you have your deck ready? Because I think it would be really valuable. Again, deck is referring to your PowerPoint presentation pack. Some people may call it a pack, okay? So they say, please get the pack ready so the team would be, really following where we're in that session. So if you hear prezzo, deck, or pack, they're simply referring to your PowerPoint presentation. So do not be alarmed. Now that's number 1, okay? Now let's go to number 2. Number 2 could say something like circle back. Now you may want to, what are we circling back on? So someone may say, well, let's circle back on this one, team. It just simply means let's come back to this later. Someone's probably derailing the session with something that is not quite relevant. So you may hear someone on the team say, yeah, no, we may circle back on this one if that's okay, right? So circle back just simply means let's come back to this a little bit later. Now that's number 2, okay? Now let's go to number 3, which is, why are we reinventing the wheel on this one? Why don't we just, do this the way we would typically do it? When you hear reinvent the wheel, it simply means there's no need to try and create a new process. Let's follow what we currently have in place. We have done this before. We're just going to leverage that and redo it. So please do not panic. Simply a fancy word to say, there is no need to try and do this all over again. We have something or we've done it before, so we're just going to follow that, okay? Now, I'm going to go to the next one, which is, you probably heard this, or this is probably a popular one, but anyway, I'll say it. So someone could say, oh, so Tayo, are you in a position to get this ready for me by COB Wednesday? Do you think that's possible? COB simply means close of business. So it means, can you get the work ready before 5 p.m.? Simply put, right? That's what they're trying to say. So please do not panic. Another one could be, oh, team, I'm going to be for the rest of the day. But if you need me, I'm going to be on my mobile. Means out of office. So we can all agree, like, it's quite funny, but yes, it just means they're going to be out of office. Another one could be, well, we did run a POC already for the digital banking platform implementation. So I think we're in a good place for this one. POC in this case refers to proof of concept. So proof of concept simply means we're trying to get the visibility of this particular solution or product. So we will try and do like a test in simple terms. So it just means let's try and get as much evidence as possible, sort of like an experiment to see if business should actually go ahead with that project. So rather than investing a lot of money all at once, they will be running a POC. So if you hear POC, let's start to prepare for the POC. It just means proof of concept. Okay, so another one that I think may interest you would be, so for this change management piece, you might want to check in with CAB on this one, or you may want to check in with CAB on this one, if that's fine. So CAB in that case refers to the Change Advisory Board. So in most organizations, at least the mature ones, they would have CAB. So CAB is just referring to the Change Advisory Board. Okay, so please don't panic when you hear things like that. Now, you may also hear someone say, there's no need to really stress on this particular deliverable. I think we're just going to leverage the existing BAU process for this one. Okay, so BAU in this instance simply refers to business as usual. So, that's more the permanent side of the organization. So that's like business as usual. That's our typical operation away from projects or whatever it is that you're working on. So please, BAU refers to business as usual. Another one that you could hear is, I put some time in, Sarah, to unpack this a little bit more, if that's okay. So unpack in that case means we're going to delve deep into this. We're going to dive deep. We're going to explore that particular situation a little bit more so they can understand it in more detail. Okay, so please don't panic when someone says they want to unpack something with you a little bit more. It just means they need you to provide them with more details. So the last one that I'm going to say is TBC. So you could hear someone say, well, the product launch date is still TBC, but I will definitely keep you in the loop once it has been confirmed. So TBC in that case means it is still to be confirmed. So when you hear someone say something is still TBC, it means they're still awaiting a response or they're awaiting a decision to be made on that particular topic. So guys, we're going to cap it at this today. Let me know in the comment section which of these words have you heard before, which of these words is new to you, which ones are popularly used where you currently work. And if you would like to learn more about career opportunities, such as business analysis, product owner, or even Scrum Master, please click on the link below and we'll be able to guide you through, the next steps or any of the strategies that you require. However, if you've got an upcoming interview, I've also got something for you. Please click on my next video to watch tips and techniques that is going to help you stand out in that next interview. Bye.